just wanted to say a few things before my speech. I'm sorry I'm talking so quiet. I have to film in our motel room because 2 days ago, not counting today, so Wednesday night, it's currently Friday, our power went out in our house, and so I wasn't able to film my speech. And so I have to film outside of our motel room, and so I'm sorry I'm not able to like stand up and to present my speech, but I'm still able to do my PowerPoint and get all that done. So just wanted to say that really quick before I presented you guys with my actual speech. Sorry about that. Thank you. Hi, my name is Natasha Murphy. I am doing my final speech on one of my favorite Latin phrases. I'm sorry I'm talking a little bit quieter. I have a hallway that I'm doing this in, and so I just don't really want to disturb anyone that's in their rooms. So sorry if I'm talking a bit quiet. I'm going to try to talk as loud as I can. So as I said, I'm doing my final speech for the semester on one of my favorite Latin phrases, which is carpe diem. Carpe diem is a Latin phrase and was first introduced by Horace, who is a Roman poet, and was first introduced in about 23 BC during one of Horace's poems. The phrase, or the whole entire line which it is derived from, is carpe diem quam minimum crudele possero. I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing that. I do not speak Latin, and so I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but I hope I'm pronouncing it pretty well. But when that phrase or that line is translated into English, it means seize the day. Trust as little in tomorrow as possible. One genre that is super kind of that carpe diem is very a part of or associated with is a lot of dark academia, which is just kind of dark literature, very it's got Greek roots in it, so it's just a lot of that is where a lot of Latin phrases come in. One popular movie that it is associated with carpe diem is the Dead Poets Society, which has Robin Williams in it. So you may be asking yourself, well, what does carpe diem mean? Let's talk about that. So I feel as though carpe diem has a lot of different meanings to it. I feel as though it means something different to everyone. It means everyone has their own way of, seizing the day. That's what carpe diem means. It means to seize the day, to grip it, to live life and the day to its fullest. And so I feel as though the point that Horace is trying to get across when he's saying to seize the day and to trust as little in tomorrow as possible is to live life to the fullest today, because tomorrow may never come. We are told to live life now. So, and seizing the day means something different to everyone. Whether to someone it's finishing a project that they haven't started, or to someone else it's finally chucking up the courage to call someone, whether it's your doctor's appointment or an aunt you haven't talked to in 3 years. Carpe diem and seizing the day means something different to everyone, and I feel like that is what is so beautiful about that phrase, is seizing the day and living the days and your life to its fullest means something different to everyone, and I think that is such a beautiful thing. I feel as though what Horace is trying to say when he tells us to seize the day is to just start doing the stuff that we've been putting off now. We are in control of our life. In our choices lies our fate. So what we do now determines our future. So if you maybe don't work up that courage to talk to someone, or you don't work up that courage to finish a project, you might never ever get opportunities that you would have if you did finish that project, or you did call that someone. And not having those opportunities could set your life on a whole different course. You could go somewhere completely different with your life because you didn't make those decisions, you didn't do those choices when they were presented to you, because an option or an opportunity is only going to present itself for so long before it's going to disappear, or it's going to run out, or it's not going to last forever. I mean, you have to make the decisions now. And you have to do them before these things go away and before these things run out. I mean, personally, I don't know about anybody else, but personally, I am a huge procrastinator. I procrastinate about everything, and I will admit, including this project, but procrastinating is something that I do every day, and it sets myself up in my life. It makes my life so much harder than it needs to be, because I will have something that I need to do one day, and then I'll be like, oh, I can do it tomorrow, and so it gets pushed to tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and then it gets pushed to the next day, and it gets pushed so far to the point where I have to get it done super quick in such a timely fashion. That way, something doesn't happen to the point where I fail an essay or an assignment, or maybe I don't get to have an opportunity. And so not living in the moment and just getting stuff done when it needs to and seizing that day can set my life up for so much more hassle, and it's kind of exhausting having to just kind of work everything else out at the last minute. So if I would have seized my day and gotten that project done when I needed to, my life would have been set up so much better than it would have because I didn't do that project. And seizing the day is something that it's something different to everyone. I mean, not everyone is going to have a huge seizing the moment, seizing the day moment. I mean, maybe it is something small, like me turning in a project when I needed to, or it can be something big. I mean, think about it. At some point, thousands of people, I mean, even celebrities. I mean, celebrities are celebrities because they have went out and they have seized their moment. I mean, they saw an opportunity, but instead of waiting on it or seeing like, oh, maybe not. I mean, maybe some of them did and they had an opportunity that arose, but maybe some of them, because they didn't hesitate and because they took that opportunity and they gripped it and they seized that opportunity, maybe that's why they are where they are at the moment and in their careers, because they lived life to their fullest. They seized the day. And maybe if they wouldn't, their life would have had been a whole different track. It would have been completely different. And so, what Horace is trying to say with this line is to just seize your moment. Find your moment, seize it, grip it, and go with it. Because that is your moment. And trust me, there are times when maybe you gripped that moment and sometimes it just doesn't work out perfectly. Your grip might loosen a little bit, but the thing is to never fully let go. Grab your moment, grip onto it, and just go with it, because that moment, seizing that moment can change the whole trajectory of your life. And sometimes, yes, there are things that don't turn out, but that just means maybe it wasn't your moment. Maybe there's something even bigger and something better that you need to grip onto and that you need to seize. There's all a moment in our life when we seize something. Horace is telling us to live life to the fullest now. To not hesitate, to not worry about the aftermath, because sure, there are things that we need to worry about, such as life-altering things that we need to worry about, but that's human nature. I mean, but what he's telling us to do is, if it's not gonna hurt anybody and it's not gonna go anywhere super bad, and it's not gonna completely ruin someone's life, then maybe it's something that is worth gripping. It is worth seizing the day. Whether it's something small, whether it's something big, just find your moment and seize it, because that is what he wants us to do. It's what Carpe Diem is all about. It's about finding your moment, seizing it. It's about taking opportunities when they arise. And I'm not trying to say to not take everything into account. Like, I'm not saying to the moment something arises, immediately take it. I mean, you know, you still think about it, but just if that is your moment, that is somewhere where you want your life to go, then take it. Seize that moment. Seize that day. And your life might be something even better than you ever even imagined it would be. Another question that might arise is whether it's truly worth it or not. And I feel like that's something that everyone questions about everything, but whether it's a small opportunity or just a question someone's asking, you always have this question in the back of your mind of whether or not something is worth it. And I feel as though that is something that is different to everyone. It might not be as worth it to someone else, the opportunity that you've been given, but to you, it might mean something. It might mean something absolutely big, and it might be something life-changing, but whether or not it is something that means something to you and whether it's worth it or not is completely up to you. You are in control of your life and where your future goes, and your morals and your background and how you deal with situations is all personal to you. It's all something that is completely personal to you and your life and your story. And so I feel as though I can't give a yes or no question as to if something would be worth it. But the thing is, you never know until you try whether something's worth it or not. And I feel like it's definitely more of a risk-taking opportunity and a thing to just go something and just go with it. Sorry. To go with it and to just go with it and take that opportunity, and just, you can determine whether it's worth it. But I feel as though with any opportunity, big, small, you should always just sit down and maybe just, you know, think about it a bit. Don't just grab onto something and go. Don't make life-changing choices in split seconds, because that's where things go wrong. Horace isn't trying to get us to make those types of decisions. He's encouraging us to think about our opportunities and to think about what we are going through and what we're setting up our life for. He's encouraging us to make those decisions. But in the end, it's all up to you. It is all something that is completely up to you. It is nothing that a quote or someone else in your life can make. I mean, those decisions are yours to make. That's why we are presented with them. And so I feel as though Carpe Diem does mean something different to everybody. It does mean something different to me than maybe it does to even my parents or a friend that I have. But at the end of the day, you have to make those hard decisions. You have to determine what is good for you and what isn't, and make those decisions to seize the day and understand where your life is going and where you're taking it. Because we need to seize that day. We need to get up and grip our day and take our moment and to find it and just take our moment and make our life. Because if we never do, we're gonna live our life in regret. And that is complete opposite definition of what Carpe Diem means. Carpe Diem is to live life to the fullest, not to live life in regret of not knowing or not making decisions. It's better to know and have it be wrong than to not know and never know whether it would have been good for you or not. So I encourage everyone to hear this phrase and to just sit down and think about a decision before they make it, because that decision could change your complete course of your life. And I feel like it's something that you just really need to work on in yourself and to just ask yourself whether something is worth it or not. But we all need to find our moment and seize it. We all need the Carpe Diem. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. That is all. I hope you guys have a great day. And for those of you, if you are watching this and you don't have power, I hope that you do get power soon, because I know it is super frustrating. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day.